What's going on, guys? This video is brought to you by Mountain Dew. Totally kidding. I wish, but it's not. We are back. We're talking about best baits for June. It's June, right? Yeah, June fishing. Now, they're pretty much all done spawning. This is where you go back to the 80-20 split, as DC says all the time. Dustin Connell, if you haven't watched him on MLF, go watch him do the tank. 80% of these bass are going to go out deep. Secondary points, main lake points, channel swings, you name it. But you can still catch some up shallow underneath docks, underneath laydowns, underneath the shady spots on the banks where the bank is cut back, and you can get back up in there. You can catch some in the shallows. But I like June fishing. It's summertime. First and foremost, I'm throwing a walking style bait. This is a super spook. This is actually a one knocker spook. This is probably my favorite walking bait to throw anytime I'm going to throw a walking bait. It's going to be the first one I tie on, the first one I pick up. But it really doesn't matter. Whatever you guys are comfortable with, whatever you like. Just a topwater walking bait. This is really, really good for open water scenarios. You know, you're just kind of trying to cover water down a rock bank. It's got a bunch of shade on it. This thing gets bit. Now, if you're going to get fish shallow, and you're going to throw up in them laydowns and maybe some grass. If you got a lot of grass in your lake, they may not go deep. They might just go live up in them grass. Real quick, though, before I forget, when I throw this, I'm throwing it on 20-pound fluoro on a 7.3 medium heavy fast with the 8-speed reel. Neighbors are driving by. Trucks in the shop, so we couldn't get to the lake. But if you have a lot of grass on your lake, they're going to go live in the grass. Some of them. You know, the ones that don't go deep, they might go to the grass. And for that, what better time to throw my absolute favorite lure, call my PB on this lure, but a hollow body frog. Brand, whatever you want. This is a Boom Boom frog. I absolutely love these frogs. This is the Spro Pad Crasher, I believe. Yes, it's a little dirty, but that's what it is. You can throw this thing anywhere. And a lot of walking baits, a lot of topwater frogs, they walk really well. You can throw them real deep into cover, real up underneath the cutouts of the banks, into the laydowns, into the grass, and you don't typically have to worry about getting hung up, and they catch giants. If I can figure it away, I'll put a picture up of the one I caught last summer out here on a lake close to me. Giant. Super fun. Now I'm going to throw this on the 6-kilo Nora. This is a 7.5 heavy. I throw it on 50-pound braid. 50 is heavy enough to get into those real thick cover, the real thick grass, but it's also still cast pretty decent, so you don't have to worry about, you know, like 60-pound braid gets real rough, and it just doesn't seem to come off the reel as well, at least in my opinion. Now, another lure, while we're talking about shallow, I'm going to throw is a swim bait. Specifically a bluegill color. You got the bluegill spawn, but a swim jig. A swim jig, bluegill color. I usually put some kind of crawl on the back. Might put a paddle tail on the back, just kind of whatever I'm feeling. These things are just fun, man. If you got docks that have a bunch of shade underneath them, skipping a swim jig is second to none. As you can see, I got it tied on already, so if that tells you that I actually use it. Now, this is a honey badger lure swim jig, just what I had tied on for my last tournament, but you guys should really, really go check out Deep Throat Jigs. I'll leave a link to them in the description. They are awesome jigs. I'm throwing this on the 6-kilo chopper. It's a 6.8 medium heavy fast. I think it's a moderate action, actually. 6 kilos of swim bait, chatterbait. God, I keep saying swim bait. It's 6 kilos chatterbait spinnerbait rod. Throw it on 12 to 15-pound fluoro, typically 12. I just think it casts better. I go with a little shorter rod because it's more accurate. And I'm not worried about casting as far typically. If I'm throwing a swim jig, and, you know, I'm skipping docks, I'm skipping laydowns. Happy Sunday. But swim jig, bluegill color, typically maybe a shad color, green pumpkin, you really can't go wrong. Now, as we start to kind of pull out to the main lake points, maybe secondary points depending where you're at. This is going to be tried and true for me. It cashed a check for me last month in the Phoenix series. But a Shakey Head. You cannot go wrong with the big worm on a Shakey Head. You can also put like a crawl or a creature bait on a Shakey Head if you want. But this is Bass Reaper's ribbon tail worm. I don't know if they're still going to make them. This used to be plum, but now it's like this really cool faded blue color. I don't know why I did that. That's not the color that works. It might work, but typically I'm throwing like a plum or a tequila sunrise or something like that. I throw this on a 7.3 medium heavy. This is, I think this is 20-pound fluoro. That way I can still throw it up in the cover. I can still throw it around the laydowns and not have to worry too much about getting hung up or snapping anything off or anything like that. But that's just for me. Shakey Head this time of year. Honestly, guys, if you watch my videos a lot, you'll know that the Shakey Head is on my boat pretty much all the time. I really enjoy throwing a Shakey Head, especially the last few years. It's, you know, it's cashed me a lot of checks, got me a lot of money. Any kind of, like I said, an 11-inch worm. You can throw a crawl on it if you really want to. This is the 6 kilo scythe. I also throw my jigs on this rod. 7.3 medium heavy fast. This rod, 6 kilo, did an absolutely fantastic job. Everybody's just leaving town all of a sudden. 6 kilo did a fantastic job on this rod. The ground feedback from this thing is second to none, and it's super light. I throw it on a 6 kilo Hamar 8-speed. This can't say enough good things about this setup, honestly. And the Shakey Head, like I said, you can flip it and pitch it up around trees, around docks, around the cutouts in the bank and the shade. You can also take it out deep and fish it on the shell beds and the ledges and the drop-offs and the ridges. And Shakey Head, you can fish it everywhere. That's why it has quickly become one of my favorite lures to throw pretty much all year. Now, on the same aspect of that as throwing it pretty much everywhere in laydowns, on the ledges, out deep on rock beds and shoal beds and whatever you got, throw it anywhere and everywhere. Football head jig, I'm sorry. Again, throw it everywhere. Throw it deep, flip it and pitch it. Do whatever you want with it. Drag this thing across the bottom. It's really good along rocks. That's primarily where I'm going to throw it, is, you know, steep rock banks when I'm looking for that bite and I'm not really on a good pattern. I love throwing a jig. Fish them slow. Typically, the problem is you're not fishing slow enough. If you think you're fishing slow enough, slow down even more, and then you'll get bit. Any kind of crawl on the back of this thing, you know, whatever crawl you prefer. I like the Bass Reaper Contagion, is one of my go-tos, especially on the back. Excuse me. I can throw this on that same 6 kilo scythe, 20-pound fluoro. It just gets bit, man. Again, deep throw jigs. Shout out them for their jigs. It's just one of them baits that catches fish all the time, all summer, deep, shallow, whatever. It catches big ones, catches small ones. It just catches fish. Which, now that we're pretty much going deep, brings me to my last lure. And here, again, honestly, you can throw it on the points, you can throw it on channel swings, throw it on ledges. You can't forget it, man. A crankbait. A deep diving crankbait. This one right here is a 6XD. But whatever crankbait that you guys are comfortable with, whatever you have confidence in, honestly, more than anything. 6XD, 5XD, Rapala DT16, those are probably going to be my 3 go-tos. Can't go wrong with crankbait. Not much more to say about a crankbait other than that. If you guys are serious bass fishermen, even if you don't like crankbaits like myself, they're going to be in your arsenal because they catch fish. That's just the way it is. You know, there's no real way around it. As far as colors, I don't really think colors matter per se when you're going deep. This is the sexy shad. The citrus shad is also really nice. I like a purple. I'm really confident in a lot of purples. As you see, I throw the plum color a lot. Tequila sunrise, stuff like that. But purple in the Midwest seems to be really good for me. I'm not even sure if it matters when you're that deep, you know, 20, 30 feet. But those are my go-to. I throw this on the 6 kilo cranking rod. It's 7.4 medium heavy. It does kind of both. It'll throw a square bill okay, it throws a deep diving crankbait okay. It doesn't do anything great. You know, I could probably go to a heavy and save my arm a little bit, but for what it's worth, the medium heavy is fantastic. I throw it on a 6.3-1 Cyclone from 6 kilo as well. 12-pound fluoro. Typically, I might go to 15 if it's a lot of rocks or something. I'm worried about that part, but typically 12-pound fluoro. You can go 10 if you want to get it a little deeper, but I found 12 works really well for me. But we're in the dog days of summer now, so it's going to be hot quickly. You know, target the shade. In the morning, you're going to be okay fishing shallow, fishing brush, stuff like that. As it warms up, you're going to look for the darkest shade you can find, or you're going to start heading out to the middle, like channel swings, rock points, ledges, drop-offs, deep brush piles, you know, offshore structure, stuff like that. And like I say, every month so far, I'm always going to have like a freeloader, Crush City freeloader, or Crush City Mare, mooch minnow, some other kind of paddle tail probably tied on, shaking a minnow. At least for me, they just catch fish, man. It's hard to argue that when they're putting fish in the boat and you need a couple of fish to make a check, pick up the mooch minnow in a little dirty water and straight catch them. But that's all I got for you guys. Let me know down in the comments what's your favorite bait to throw when it starts to get hot. I'm talking hot. Like right now, it's like 75 degrees, 80 degrees. It's not that bad. When it is 100 degrees at lunch and you're out there in the middle of a tournament, what is your favorite lure to throw? I appreciate you guys watching. Hit that like button. Share this video with a friend. Appreciate y'all.